developing stories. Governor Fubara says former commissioners left no records. Amehule stops Okojombo Fubara. Rivers lawmaker praises Wike for fairness and governance. Clark accuses Damagum Ganduje Wike of conspiracy to sabotage Fubara. CSOs call on executives to obey rule of law. Do not go away. When I come back right into the show.
On the globe, stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
You condemn this act. Our money will put in the bank.
POS operator, she said 3,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth. The oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles.
Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Arts. La Small Hotel and Resorts, number 9, Room Calabo off Waterlines, Basta, Port Hackett.
On Saturday, May 25th, starting at 8 a.m., inter-school march past competition,
Dance competition, drama competition. Parents, teachers and children alike, don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown bouncing castle as we cut the Children's Day cake. Admission is just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689 and 0810 634 1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic 99.5 Wish FM Port Hackett, Lesuka Event Center and Arts.
Special guest appearance, Hilda Dokubo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
Kasali, I hope so my car don't ready. I get interview in 30 minutes.
Guy, you not ready. I just the last minute instruction where you give me yesterday. Now in the cause more delay.
Which instruction?
Maybe now you say make I change the meter, make you not read again.
Which time did I make you change meter? Oh, Kasali, why you do like this now? Eh? You don't get sense. You don't read the text message. Nobody I want send them to. Like Kasali, my electrician, make it come house, call me do my meter so that you don't go to read again. You the electrician?
You're electrician.
Yes, now.
So you call Kasali electrician, make it come help you adjust your meter, make it for no read again, Abi. So you said you want join people where be say they no want they pay NEPA bill again, Abi. Oga, you know good now. You don't use fuel gauge. Speedometer.
For what you know, you for come over home my motor. I better identify for me.
Okay. Now don't do something we corrupt. And something come backfire. Now go come they find how to dodge them.
What you talk?
They greet you.
This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Corruption not in my country.
What do you want to buy?
Potato. Small basket. I want plantain.
It's very soft.
That's why I talk now corruption. Corruption. Not be for this kaswa, come not be for this country. Now me take
corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akinfade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability.
So our money will put in the bank.
I've always said there are two and the oppressed.
And thank you for staying with us. It's still open conversation on Atlantic Television Network. Join Rivers Emancipation Movement. Good morning, Zoe, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Thank you, Chuma. God bless you.
All right. And on to the story. Rivers State Governor Simlaye Fubara has revealed that some commissioners who recently resigned from his cabinet left no records in their ministries. Fubara, while swearing in 8 new commissioners who were confirmed members of the State House of Assembly on Tuesday, said after the former commissioners left, government officials started looking for some records that they could not find in their ministries. 9 commissioners resigned recently following the standoff between the present governor, Fubara, incumbent governor, and his estranged political godfather. Now, Mr. Zoe, what is your take on this revelation by the governor that the commissioners that resigned recently left no records, or some records were not found in their ministries?
Well, it is expected for the governor to bring to the public. And I would say this is happening because the governor have not actually assumed, his exercise his power. How does that happen? So he's taking a lot that are not necessary. He should be able to dissolve the entire cabinet. What is he doing, bringing 3 people today, swearing in 1 commissioner tomorrow? It doesn't make sense. Go ahead and dissolve the entire cabinet, because you have been complaining that there are saboteurs in your executive. Why will you be working with saboteurs? It's not good for you as a governor. It's not good for the state. So dissolve the entire cabinet, appoint people, and at this point, fortunately, the crisis have created an opportunity for the governor to be in charge. So he doesn't hold any political godfather here and there. Nobody. The people who have come to work with him are people who have been, marginalized by the former governor. Okay, they are the people who have come to him. So they will also be loyal to him. They are not coming to decide or dictate to him. So he has every power, every freedom to choose. And if I should advise the governor, he should go beyond politics now in constituting his executive council. Look for experienced people. There are many in the academics. We have about 3 or 2, more than 3 higher institutions in the state. The Adjuro, the UST, even the University of Port Harcourt, and even the polytechnics. Go there, look for experience, competent, those who have the character, the courage, and the experience. And by the time you bring such characters, such personalities into your cabinet, the public will now begin to look at you as a governor who is serious. The public will now begin to develop trust in the system. Right now, there is no trust. Right now, people are confused, in the direction the governor is taking. Some people will say, he has made a statement today. You don't know what he will say tomorrow. The governor should come out from all those kind of speculations, okay, and be decisive. So if he does that, there is no need coming to tell us that documents are missing because commissioners leave. Where did they go to? They are in the state. They can get them and get those documents.
All right. So you have made some strong statements, and as well in your statements, you also made some allegations. Now, let's start with the first allegation. You said that the governor has been working with people who are not working with him. Now, the question would be, has the governor at any point in time, called out any commissioner and accused the commissioner of being a saboteur or not working with him? That's on one hand. Now, do not forget that these commissioners, when they resigned, had some statements to make with respect to their work environment. Some commissioners cited toxic workplace as reason for resignation. Now, on the other hand, the Attorney General of the state, Professor Adango, when he resigned, you would recall, aside citing the toxic workplace, he also cited interference by the governor in the discharge of his duties. Would you call that sabotage in any way?
Your first question. Of course, the governor has been crying out that there are saboteurs in his government. He has said that over and over again. But going to Professor Dango is unfortunate. With due respect to the professor, who is also a colleague, a very senior colleague that I have a lot of respect for. But that his statement is an indictment on himself. Knowing as a lecturer, you should know your employee. Why will he say interference? What do you mean by interference? You are an employee of the governor, okay? And the governor, who is your employer, have the rights, absolute right, to give you guidance, to direct you what you should. In fact, you are there for the governor. So you do the dictates of the governor. Anyway, within the confines of the law. Anyway, it is only when the governor is going outside the laws, okay? His actions are contrary to the constitution. That is where, even at that, you don't have powers to stop him, but you can draw his attention, okay? No, this is what the law says, and that's why you are the Attorney General. But for you to come and say interference, who else? Why wouldn't you expect interference? You are working for the governor. It's for example, I hire a builder, maybe an engineer, to supervise my site. When I come and I see that, I say, no, remove this thing here. I don't want this pillar here. Let it go to this place. I should be able to decide the pace and the direction of the building. So for Professor Dango to be saying that there are interference is an unfortunate statement. It's a way of trying to, he was looking for a way to malign the government, to bring the governor into bad light in the public. But we know all these gimmicks they are playing. It's unfortunate for him to say that. If you are employed by the governor, you should do what the governor say, except the governor is going outside the law. And he didn't give any reference to that is at interference, where the governor is acting contrary to the constitution. So there are sabotage in the government, and if the governor has been complaining about that, he should take action. When the governor was
complaining about sabotage in his government, did he?
He is referring to the commissioners. Over time, he has been, no, not speculation. Go and watch the videos; they are all there. He has always been talking. He talked about this Attorney General, the former Attorney General. He talked about him, who was taking government information to go and give to the other camp, who was going to court to speak against government. He has been saying it. His commissioners is referring to. Who will be saboteurs in his government, apart from the people he has employed as commissioners, who are in the executive council with him, who have government secrets. Right. So the point is, he should take drastic and decisive action according to the law. See, the law, there are two basic things, okay, to sustain and protect the office of the governor. Okay? Now, those two basic things are: one, the law. Two, the people. The law legalizes your actions. The people legitimize the legal actions you have taken. And these two things are on the side of the governor. So I don't see why he's wasting time in taking governance to the next level by taking the decisive actions.
All right, let's look at the statement of Professor Adango, which partly reads, he said, I wish to state for the record that I am no longer willing to continue to serve in the administration of His Excellency Sir Similaye Fubara, GSSRS, Governor of Rivers State, in any capacity whatsoever. It is important to mention that the Governor of Rivers State had in the past couple of weeks, willfully interfered with the performance of my duties as the Honorable Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Rivers State, by directing me, please, you need to listen to this
I'm
carefully.
listening.
Yes. By directing me not to defend, oppose, or appear in suits insinuated against the Honorable Attorney General and the government of Rivers State by persons admittedly hired and sponsored by the government of Rivers State. This statement, this is part of his statement.
This is also an indictment on the professor himself. As a government official, should he come out with such information? These are supposed to be secret documents, but be that
secret document,
official document. Now, be that as it may, whichever way you look at it, the governor have the absolute rights within the confines, because I'm a man of rule of law. Anything you're doing must be within the confines of the law. So the governor have that right to tell the Attorney General, do not defend this case. Don't defend this case or defend this case. That is not an issue to deal with. But for him to come out and levy an allegation that the government is sponsoring people a suit against the government, it doesn't make sense. Besides, let me find out, is he one of the ministers who resigned and came back? If he is, tell us all this.
Now, Mr. Zori,
unfortunately, with due respect to the professor.
Now, interestingly, you know, in the course of our discourse, you have valid.
Very valid.
And it stands. And you said there are no speculations around it. And when I asked you to mention some of the commissioners that the governor, hold on, when I asked you to mention some of the commissioners that you claim the governor has accused as saboteurs.
Professor, and it's a very senior colleague that we respect in our profession.
You had your reservations about his resignation and you questioned his credibility. and also downplayed the reasons for his resignation. Now, I have read the words of Professor Adangu. These are his reasons. He cited interference. You're saying that his reasons, the interference he talked about, is sabotage. But the governor's accusation is not sabotage.
It's not double standard. See, the word interference doesn't come in this case.
Because it's
you are working. Yes, you're an employer. Why will you say your employer is interfering?
All right.
Your employer sets the rules.
Let me read the statement on interference again. He said, "It is important to mention that the governor of Rivers State had in the past couple of weeks willfully interfered with the performance of my duties as the Honorable Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Rivers State, by directing me not to defend, oppose, or appear in suits insinuated against the Honorable Attorney General and the government of Rivers State by persons admittedly hired and the governor by the government of Rivers State." Now, in this particular statement, he mentioned suits insinuated against his person as the Honorable Attorney General of the state. He is involved directly. He's a respondent in these matters. And you're saying it is justified for the governor to tell him not to appear to defend or oppose the suits?
Yes.
Make it make sense to me.
Yes. In the first place, I repeat myself. The word interference does not come in this case. If you say the governor directs me, fine. But who else do you expect to interfere in your duty apart from your employer? That is one. Secondly, it was not Professor Adango that was sued in that case. It was the office of the Attorney General. And the governor
who was occupying the office of the Attorney General?
Yes. So yes, it's an official capacity, not the individual.
Who was
it was the professor. It was the professor. But in the capacity as Attorney General, not Professor Adango.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Now that he has resigned, whenever this matter comes up, when they said the office of the Attorney General,
yes,
was his name not mentioned?
His name will be mentioned.
And when during the time of that activity or whatever gave rise to that suit,
yes,
who was occupying that position?
And it's the professor.
To give account of what happened?
We have to clarify things. It is different. You as Choma is different from you as Choma as NTA anchor person. Okay, so if there's an issue in this office that has to do with you, it's in your official capacity. It doesn't have to. If they come to arrest you now, they arrest you based on staff of the network. Okay, they can't come to your house and arrest the person, Shoma. So all the actions of the professor, as of then when he was the Attorney General, were in official capacity. So if he is sued, it is an official capacity. Now that he's gone, those who sue him, will they go to him? No, they will not. They will go to the next person who has taken over as Attorney General. So the governor at that point have the right to say, my Attorney General, do not defend this case or do not respond to this case. It is the discretion of the governor to say so.
Okay. Now, I will also use your example, probably in another light.
Okay.
Now, let's just assume that you are a CEO of a particular company, correct?
Yes.
And there were, you have legal battles addressed to you and you're a respondent in those battles as the CEO of that company. Probably, let's say, financial misappropriation. And then after you sell off that company and another person buys the company and assumes the position of the CEO. And you have a case to answer with regards to financial misappropriation. Are you telling me right now that by the reason of selling off that company, you have been exonerated from that matter? You're no more complicit, you're no more a respondent to that matter?
It's to some extent. First,
it's now to some extent.
Yes, no, I will explain. No,
right.
I will explain.
Okay.
To some extent, in the sense that the company is a corporate entity. So, if you have sold the company, those who bought the company, I think, I'm not a business lawyer, but those who bought the company must buy the liability and the asset. Okay? So it goes with that. But if internally, okay, you're still in the system and there's a financial misappropriation, you will take responsibility for that. Yes, that's how it goes. So it's the same thing bringing it back to Professor Dango and being Attorney General. If he is still the Attorney General till today, okay, he will still be responsible for that suit. But if the governor found it necessary to tell his Attorney General, because he's going to represent the governor. Mind you, the commissioner represents the governor. So he's going to represent the governor, and if the governor says...
If the commissioner is to represent the governor, why is he should have just been the government of Rivers State and probably the governor.
No. The commissioners are appointed to work with the governor to represent the governor in their various ministries.
When you still read part of his statements, he said he had to resign because at that point his integrity was...
yes, of course. Yes.
Now,
the first time he resigned, what happened? Was his integrity not at stake?
Hold on. This time around, this is his reason. And you cannot belittle or underscore his reasons.
Yes,
because for him, it's valid enough
for him to resign. Yes, that is another thing you can do. If you feel the governor directive are not consistent with your own principle, because that's not resigning is okay, but after resigning to come to the public and say this kind of things is an act of sabotage of the government. It's an act of sabotage.
Yes. You're right. But the governor, while according to you, while the peak out toxic work environment or interference into their duties, it is sabotage.
Okay, now these are these are procedural matters. These are procedural matters. The governor is employed by the people, so he has the right to tell the people what is going on in his government. The commissioners are employed by the governor. They have the right, as far as they are in the government, they will have to report to him. And they only have the right to speak to the public at his discretion. The governor, on his own, cannot call back commissioners. For what reason? Of course, you have about more than 5 million people in Rivers State. You have people who have the capacity, the competence, the character,
but he was
the courage.
No, your statement that he was compelled.
But just to respect that president to compel him to do, to carry, he signed.
Was the gun pointed to his head?
See, let me tell you something.
Was he under duress? Did he sign under duress?
We want something is not from your will.
When you say should be,
psychologically speaking, is under duress.
When you said it should be signed under duress.
Yeah. Can I put it properly? Can I put it properly?
All right, go ahead.
Psychologically speaking, the governor signed that accord under duress. Do you know why? Do you know why? Should I give you the example?
You never told me you're a psychologist. Are you a psychologist?
Of course I'm one. You don't know.
You have never told me.
You don't know. I'm one. Every teacher should naturally be a psychologist.
If you say psychologically and you're saying that you're one, are you by your...
But it was not countered. The presidency have not countered those statements. Those who were there. Chief Davis Briggs was there. The former governor, Dr. Peter Dele, were there. They all made this statement in the public, and the presidency have not countered those statements. So they stand as the truth. So going by those things, the president came out with an accord, say, sign this document, go and implement it for peace to reign in your state.
Let me hold on, Mr. Zoe. Who signs the peace accord?
The governor was one of the signatories.
The governor signed. And as far as Rivers people are concerned, the people you mentioned, I will not, you cannot quote what they said on authority on national TV. The authority you can quote and it will be accepted, particularly on my show, is the statement by the governor.
I agree with you.
And what the governor said after that peace pact, he came out to say he had the red pen, which means power still lies with him.
Exactly, which is
means
now...
he is still fully in charge.
Exactly.
So when you come out to say, Dr. Peter Dele said this and that, for me on this show, it's inconceivable and not acceptable.
If you,
so everything you have been saying with respect to the peace pact is purely speculative, wouldn't you agree?
And I don't agree. I don't agree with you. See, it's not only the governor.
Right.
Yes, the mandate was given.
What you have said is that in reviewing it, it's okay for him to defame his constituents. It's okay for him to defame his subjects who are working with him.
When you say
and it's not okay for the same subjects who have resigned to come out and say and speak on why they resigned. It's a double standard. You know, I don't have a problem with who resigning, with the governor reshuffling his cabinet, with the governor. As far as Rivers people are concerned, politics is gone. That's governance. And we want to see the dividends.
Which has not actually taken place. It's still politics that is on ground, which is why the Rivers people are on the receiving end. The politicians have not been able to move away from politics
and this is
into
why,
governance.
And this is why, Mr. Zoe, it's actually in line with your statement now. It's proper for you to call the governor out on what he agreed.
So whenever he's going to the public to speak, a lot of things run in his mind. And if there is a particular issue he has to attend to, okay, probably under tension, whatever it is at the situation, maybe being angry or with, you know, being confronted with issues that are unnecessary, he may make some kind of statement that are not necessary or befitting the office of the governor. That is where his managers, that is where his advisors comes in. So immediately the governor has finished that, they should be able to take on the press. Look, this is what the governor meant when he made such statement. You know, redirect, refine the statement and put it in order. But that is not to excuse the governor from making proper statement. Most of his statements in the public are not something we should go by.
Anchoring on what you have said and also recalling a statement you made earlier in this discourse, you said that part of the people who have actually aligned with the governor currently in face of this crisis are people who felt marginalized. Argument from the past 8 years. We are talking of the River State now.
Yes, so we can't talk about.
Hold on, Mr. Zoe. Can we just talk about? You can actually talk about it without talking about
the historian said those who do not ask, those who do not find out what happened before they are. No. See, I am beginning to get worried, and this is why I said the governor needs some credible people around him.
And that was why I also asked you questions with regards to what you said about the handlers.
That is why I said he is not being banned by those people. He can go outside the boss now, the political boss, and look for people who are competent, who have character, who have courage, who have capacity, this function. So the governor needs to go out and fetch those people. They are there in the state. Fetch them, bring.
Right.
We need to move away from this kangaroo and jungle form of government. Look at the era of
that statement, because if I'm aware, I would have discussed it. But moving on. In conclusion, the governor said he has the red pen. He's not distracted by anything. And recently also came out to say there is no crisis in River State. So we are expecting that since he has the red pen and River State is at peace according to him and there is no crisis, we are expecting governance.
That's why
you have also rightly
you had me said you shouldn't be doing try and error.
Yes, and
you should move forward. Yes,
and you have also rightly
take
said,
action, be decisive.
The governor should have everything on his handlers.
Yes.
All right, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll look at the decision of the ex parte order of the Court of Appeal.
On the fun with Uncle Clown, bouncing castle as we cut the Children's Day cake.
0810-634-1777. This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Harcourt, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, Oma Studio, Osgia Table Water.
Remember, this event is managed by Pace Expressions Arts.
Special guest appearance.
Corruption not in my country.
Driver, why you just dey jack us up and down like this now?
I hope nobody carry belle.
Why you ask o?
Because this road wey you dey see so, e no guarantee safe delivery o.
We just dey vote for government, but we no get good governance.
At all.
Road so e no dey. Light o usai. The infrastructure nko, e come turn to be forbidden fruit for the city.
Corruption spoil everything. Hello?
Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mrs. Ayeni. I am calling from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Okay, I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
No vex, now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I hear, I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
Yes. Are you working on them now?
Ma, the prices you quoted are way too high now.
Madam, sorry, please don't cost.
We found the laptop you said is 1.8 million naira for 600,000 naira.
Hello?
Now my body network there.
I can't hear your network is bad.
Madam, we can hear you. Continue.
Hello,